Hello, welcome to another Mamemeister 10-minute mashup. Today's game, as you can see there, is Mr. Wimpy by Ocean Software. This is on the Commodore 64. This was one of the very first games I played on the Commodore 64. It came out in 1984, it says there. It was basically, this was back in the day when you could basically write your own game. You could write your own version of an arcade game and nobody gave a monkeys. Nowadays, if you did that, your ass would be sued beyond belief and it would become red raw. But yeah, back then, if you know, Pac-Man came out and you can get Puckman, Pickman, Mr. Pac-Man, whatever, you could just basically write your own version, change the name and sell it, and nobody gave a monkeys about it. And this was basically what Ocean Software did with Burgertime. So without much further ado, F7 to play. Now, have I got any sound? Now, what they did to make it slightly different, it was now, pass it off. Yeah, this, now anybody that's, I don't know what age group, whatever it was, there used to be, I mean nowadays you think of hamburgers, you think of Burgertime, not Burgertime, bloody hell, Burger King, McDonald's, but back in the 80s, before, believe it or not, and this is true, as a teenager growing up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, McDonald's didn't exist in the UK. Now, I can remember personally the first McDonald's that I was ever in. The first McDonald's that opened near to me was in Princess Street in Edinburgh. Now that would be, I don't know, I'm thinking sort of mid-80s, maybe 87, 88, something like that. So yeah, there was no such thing as McDonald's before then. And so to get a hamburger, you basically had to, there was a chain called Wimpy. Now I'm not too sure if Wimpy still exists, do they? Don't know. But yeah, Wimpy were basically they were the McDonald's of the 70s and 80s. I mean, back then, there wasn't such a thing, you didn't get a fantastic menu or anything like that. It was just basically, I think you maybe got a cheeseburger if you were lucky. But yep, it's hard to kind of imagine that there was a time before McDonald's. Thing is, and I'm getting a bit nostalgic, if that's the right word to use. Yeah, back in growing up in the 70s and 80s, I mean, fast food, it wasn't as readily available as it is now, and the bottom line was your parents simply couldn't afford to buy fast food. I mean, a lot of the food that we got was fairly simple affairs, and so getting things like, even like going to a chip shop and getting a bag of chips, that was regarded as a treat. And what am I talking about here? Yeah, anyway, so yeah, back in the 80s there was no such thing as McDonald's, at least not in Scotland. Saying that we've only had running water and electricity for a few years, so joke. But yeah, that's so in their wisdom they decided to tie in, Ocean Software decided to tie in bugger. Ah, come on! Did you see that? That was like the Jet Set Willy bug. I couldn't avoid that. What I find quite interesting with this particular game is, anybody that owns a Commodore 64, you can probably see that they didn't actually come up with their own fonts. Arse. They just basically used the built-in font, which was a bit rubbish, but that's what you did back then. It was only later on where, you know, companies started to bring out their own fonts to kind of make games look better. So yeah, this is Ocean, got the Wimpy license, and this little character that you're controlling is actually a, what do you call them again? It's these guys that You get them at London Tower. What are they called again? I've got a complete blank. What are they called? They're not soldiers or any guards. Ah, you know what? I can't remember. If it comes to me, I'll post it on the link. I'll post it on the video. Can't remember what they're called. But anyway, yep. The Wimpy logo was this little character. The best burger under the sun. That's it. The Wimpy theme tune as well. So none of your pish. You're loving it, or I'm loving it. Whatever it is that you have in McDonald's nowadays. So yeah, this screen here is exactly like Burgertime, and to be fair, it's actually not bad. Nice graphics. The only thing is you'll notice. Now I don't know if that's intentional, but when the animation of the burger kicks in, everything stops. So I'm guessing it was probably not deliberate. It was probably just not very good programming. Now if I remember rightly, I think that some of this game is actually written in BASIC, which you just wouldn't get away with nowadays. Come on, where are you going? Are you going to go up this ladder? Bugger off. Yep, so what you can do is you can throw salt in their face, which kind of stuns them for a short time. Now the best way to play this game is to basically work your way from the top down, because when you knock down one layer of the hamburger, I knew he was going to do that. Yeah, when you knock down one layer of the hamburger, come on. It then falls. Whoa! It then falls and takes down the next level. The biggest burger under the sun. That was the memorable tune to Wimpy. Now let me see if this. Ah, bugger now, that's slightly different from the arcade. The arcade version, yep, the arcade version, piss off. Where you go. Yeah, the arcade version, if some of the baddies, the hot dog, the fried egg, whatever it was, if they're standing on the burger as you knock it down, then they would fall. They would fall at the same time. So they would fall and kill themselves. This little level here, this was a little bit tagged on to sort of tie in with the Wimpy. The Wimpy license, where basically you've got to get a tray, you've got to go from one side of the screen to the other, like so, and collect the various ingredients. Meat, cheese, burger, I think it is. And you've got this little annoying, don't know what it is, green triangle alien thing, don't know what it is. He basically tries to grab the ingredients off you. This game came out on the Spectrum as well. I don't think the Amstrad was out at that point, was it? I might be talking fish. Arse. Yeah, it moves quite quick. It isn't a bad version apart from the pausing aspect of it. But yeah, this was one of I think Ocean's one of I think their first game, I may be wrong, was Hunchback, but this was certainly one of their first games as well. I mean, I remember getting this on the. You can pick up extra salts now, as you can see there. The cups of tea. Is basically a salt. When you pick up a cup of tea, that gives you an extra salt, which you can then throw in the face of said baddie, or said fried egg. And you get to make 4 delicious hamburgers. And this is a bit of a sod, this level. Oh no 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 no. Ah, bugger off. Yeoman Guards, that's is it Yeoman Guards? Beefeaters! That's where did Yeoman Guard come from? Beefeaters, that's what these wee guys are called. And these are actually real life, I don't know if they're soldiers as such, they're kind of they're basically sort of figures, you know, from way back, and they basically guard, I think they're guarding the crown jewels which are stored at Tower of London. So that's where the tie-in with a hamburger comes in, because they eat beef. They're called beef eaters. I'm quite surprised that the Queen agreed to allow her guards, which I'm guessing they're employed by the Queen. I'm surprised that she allowed her guards to be associated with a hamburger chain. I couldn't see that happening nowadays. Anyway, listen guys, that's put my name in. That's 10 minutes. That's quite good fun actually. It's I mean, it's an old game, but it's not aged badly at all. It's still very playable. This was on the Spectrum. It says this is a Commodore 64 version. So anyway, yep, I've just realised I could have moved the screen up a bit, but it doesn't matter, you can't see the score properly. This is Mr. Wimpy by Ocean Software on the Commodore 64. And as usual, thanks for watching.